Hi, it's Ran here. This is just a quick video to show you a preview and some of the main features of my couples budget spreadsheet. This is not the full video tutorial. You will get access to a detailed tutorial once you've purchased it. But feel free to reach out to me if you want to see it before purchasing. I can send you the link. This template is fully automated. You'll be able to see your weekly summary here, your monthly allocation or distribution summary, and your annual summary automatically calculated for you. You'll also get a sinking funds or savings tracker, a debt snowball calculator, a net worth tracker, and also an optional needs versus wants dashboard where you can apply the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. You can also use this spreadsheet for any year, for this year, next year, 2024, 2025, and so on, simply by changing the date in this cell here. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some of the main features of this product. So this automatic bill split feature here allows you to enter the ratio or percentage of the split amount between you and your partner. So when you check the box, it will split the bill that you log here to the ratio that you input here and automatically calculate it to payer 1 and payer 2. And then also for variable expenses, you'll be able to allocate payer to each transaction. And the same with savings as well. You'll be able to allocate payer to each savings transaction. These two sheets here, which is monthly allocation and annual summary, will then automatically calculate this for you. So you'll get a detailed distribution breakdown of the income, savings, and expenses between you and your partner. And the same with this monthly allocation, where you can see the detailed distribution breakdown of the month that you select here. This is a powerful tool to be able to review who spends how much and where, and also to see your income distribution will enable you to understand your financial capability as a couple and allocate budget accordingly. Another cool feature is this bank account underneath this bill calendar here. The purpose of this table is to calculate how much money you need to transfer to cover your bill's due amount to each account. Simply allocate each bill to each account here, and this table here will automatically calculate that. So if those features I just mentioned are not a priority to you, for example, if you don't want to repeat logging your fixed monthly bills, if that is more a priority to you, then please check out my other spreadsheet. In the description of this video, I have put the links to my recommended templates for some alternatives. So there are 11 tabs in the spreadsheet. I'll quickly go through each tab now. Let's start with the first one, which is the setup tab. So this is where you set up all of your categories. All of these categories are fully editable. So you can delete, edit, or rename any of these categories here, all of these. You can edit and rename them to suit your needs. There are up to 16 savings categories, 10 income categories, 25 categories for each bills, debt, subscriptions, and variable expenses, which total to 100 expense categories. And if you need extra categories or extra rows, please contact me. I can do that for you. This is where you can input the names for you and your partner. So all of this data you write in the sheet will be then automatically populated in all shades. So when you go to tracker shades, all of this is what you wrote, the same with the partner's name here. And then when you go to weekly and monthly tabs, what you wrote in the categories will be automatically populated here, so you don't have to copy and paste them. So monthly tab, this is your monthly summary sheet of your income, savings, and expenses combined as a couple. If you want to see the allocation summary between you and your partner, you can go to this sheet where you can view the distribution ratio of your income, savings, and expenses between the both of you. So going back to the monthly summary sheet, the design of this layout is quite intuitive, separating expenses at the bottom of the sheet and your monthly summary, your income, and your savings at the top of the sheet. This is your monthly summary table where everything is automatically calculated for you. You can see your total income, your total expenses, your total savings, and also your end balance calculated for you here of both budget or projected and actual amount. Here you can also input your goal or projected amount for your income and your savings here, your budget or projected amount for your bills, debt, subscriptions, and variable expenses in these columns here. This is not where you log your actual amount. To log your income, savings, and variable expenses, please go to the tracker sheet, log them in this table here, And then to log all of your recurring expenses, such as your bills, debt, and subscriptions, please go to the bills sheet. Log them in the table next to the calendar. They will then be automatically populated and calculated in all of these actual columns here. You don't need to duplicate this tab when going from month to month. Simply select the first of the month here in this cell. So when I want to move on to April, I can just select the 1st of April and it will automatically populate all of the income, savings, and expenses that you log from the tracker sheet and bills sheet. All of these diagrams here, and this will also update once you do that. Moving on to the weekly tab. So this is your weekly budget summary. Very similar layout here. You also don't need to duplicate this tab when going from week to week. Simply select the start date of the week here. The end date of the week will automatically update here, and every table and chart will then automatically populate your data based on the week you selected on this cell here. So now the bill sheet, this is where you view your bill calendar and also where you log all of your recurring expenses here in this table here. This is a smart calendar, so no need to duplicate this sheet. Simply select the month you want to view here. So if I want to move on to April, simply select the 1st of April and it will automatically populate the dates for you. So again, you can use this for 2024, 2025, and so on. So if I want to go to January 2024, I can just select 1st of January 2024 and it will automatically populate the dates of that month for you. You can see it here. It also automatically highlight or mark your recurring income. So all you need to do is set them up in this table here under setup sheet. Please enter the start date and frequency. There are 3 different frequency that you can choose: weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. You only have to do this once. It will then automatically mark your recurring income month after month. So you don't have to repeat doing that every month. So this table here is where you log your bills, debt, and subscriptions. You can log them by entering the due date here. Just double click on this cell and select the date. Select the categories. So for example, it is car insurance, and then enter the amount, just like that. Once you've logged your expenses in this table here, they will then be automatically populated in this calendar here and also in all the other sheets, such as weekly sheet, monthly allocation, and annual summary. As mentioned before, they will be automatically populated under the actual columns here. There is also a paid checkbox column here that you can check to help you keep track of how much of your total paid bills versus unpaid bills, which will be automatically calculated in these 3 cells here. Here you can see your total bills of the month, your total paid and total unpaid of the month that you selected here, simply by checking the boxes in these columns here. So if I check this, you can see that it's updating these numbers here. Other than that, as mentioned before, if you want to split your bills between you and your partner, you can type here the ratio of the split. So if I want to change it to 60%, when you check these boxes, it will automatically calculate that split amount and populate them in this payer column here. So if I've changed this to 50%, and I'll just uncheck this to show you. So if I check this box here, you can see that it automatically split this amount here, which is the rent that you log, 50% for Sam and 50% for Lisa. And if I change it to 70%, then it's 70% to partner 1, which is Sam, and then 30% for Lisa. So I can do that for all of the other bills. Simply by checking the box, it will automatically populate the split for you. For the bills that you don't want to split, for example, these 3 bills here, if you want to allocate the entire amount to one payer only, then you can just type the amount manually. And the same with this, you can just type the amount here and then type the amount there. So it has that flexibility of splitting the bills or not splitting them. One more feature of this sheet is the bank account tracker. So you can unhide the columns here and here. These are the bank account that you enter in this table here. Like I mentioned before, if you want to know how much money you need to transfer to cover your bills due amount to each of your bank accounts, you can use this table here and simply allocate each payment to each account, and this table will automatically calculate that for you. So tracker sheet, this is where you log your variable expenses and also your savings and income. The same way with logging your bills, simply enter the due date, categories, and amount. Same thing for savings and income. They will then be automatically calculated in all sheets under the actual columns here, here, and here. So for example, in the month of April, you've spent $250 on eating out, another $80 on eating out here. So when you go to the monthly tab and then you choose the month of April, then under eating out in the actual column here, it will automatically calculate the total amount of eating out that you spent for the month of April, which is what you've selected here. And then when you go to the monthly allocation sheet, you can see that breakdown automatically calculated for you. So Sam has spent $250 on eating out that month, and then Lisa has spent $80 on eating out that month, for example. This table then will calculate the ratio for you, and that applies for variable expenses, subscription, bills, debt, income, and savings as well. So you get the detailed overview of distribution between you and your partner. Next to it is savings tab. This is where you can view the summary of your savings or sinking funds. So once you've logged your savings in the tracker sheet, which is in this table here, as mentioned before, they will be also calculated in this sheet here. So here you can see your total save amount of each savings categories, your goal versus save diagram here, your progress displayed in this row here, left to save amount in this row here, which is based on the goal amount that you enter in the cell here. Simply delete the goal amount or enter blank if you want this to show as an ongoing saving. There are also two savings calculator options where you can either calculate your monthly contribution if you have a start date and a goal date for your savings goals, or if you have a fixed amount of monthly contribution here, for example, $200, and then enter your start date, then you'll be able to see the goal date automatically calculated for you. That snowball calculator, this is a standalone sheet to calculate when you can pay off your debt by, which will be displayed in this row here. This sheet only works with that snowball method. You can also add or reduce funds to your monthly extra repayment at any month. Annual summary, everything here is automatically calculated from what you log in the tracker sheet and bill sheet. This is an in-depth annual summary of your total income, savings, and expenses per category. The left-hand side part is the combined amount as a couple. So here you can see the total income versus total expenses, your cash flow summary, and the total income breakdown, and then the detailed income, savings, variable expenses, bills, debt, and subscriptions, which is the combined amount as a couple. And then on the right hand side here is the detailed annual breakdown of distribution between you and your partner. You can start at any month. You don't have to start in January. You can also see your totals versus average per month automatically calculated for you in these columns here. Moving on to the bonus tab, this is an optional sheet. If you want to know how much ratio from your income you spent on your essential expenses, such as rent, bills, groceries, and transportation, versus how much you spend on non-essential costs, such as eating out and entertainment. If you scroll down, simply allocate your needs or wants in this table here, here, and here, and all of your needs versus wants ratio will be automatically calculated for you. You can select the start date and end date period here. So if I go to March, you can see that the ratio is calculated for you in this pie chart here and also in this table here. This is your actual versus goal. You can customize it to any ratio. So if your goal is 70, 20, 10, you can simply enter the ratio there, 20, 10, and then the goal amount will be automatically calculated for you in this table here. You can then compare your goal breakdown versus actual breakdown in these two pie charts here. So the last step is a net worth tracker. This is where you can track your assets and liabilities and monitor your monthly net worth growth. Lastly, a lot of people ask me if they can modify this template to suit their needs. The answer is yes. If you're familiar with Google Sheets, the cells and sheets are protected but not locked. I've put warning in place. So if you accidentally edit a cell that contains formula, for example, if you accidentally edit this one, this message will pop out. If you didn't mean to edit it, please select cancel. But this means that if you do want to change the formula, you can do so by checking this box and select OK. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to message me. Thank you so much for watching.